going to be people are going to have to consider, people are going to have to deal with, because Buttigieg doesn't have the support, like just does not have the ability to get into that position. So because he just has not been able to have the resources to put up with white voters. So here's a take from Matt Iglesias. The speed with which Klobuchar could rocket ahead of Biden and Warren based on a couple of pretty good news cycles seems to me to really call into question the value of these big field operations. But I think really what's going on is this is a function of the fluidity of the particular race. Field operations are fundamentally built for get out the vote. Hard to get out the vote when you don't have enough ID'd supporters because everyone is undecided until Election Day. I think that's a really good point. We see people, I played the clip in the top of the show about people eeny, meeny, miny, mowing their way through voting in the election. It's just such an incredibly undecided field, and people they just do not make up their minds. That's the crazy thing that we see time and time again. But this is a clip from Bernie Sanders and Lester having a discussion about the future of what could happen in the Democratic primary. I think it's going to be interesting to see if things start to clear where it comes to a Bernie Bloomberg race. Could be a preview of what you could get.
Mike Bloomberg factor. He's not on the ballot here, but he's spending a lot of money here. And
you think so?
Yeah, just a little bit of money.
Just a little bit.
And a lot of people are talking about the Bloomberg factor. Well, what are you thinking?
This is what I think. I mean, Mike Bloomberg and anybody else has every right in the world to run for president of the United States. But I got a real problem with multi-billionaires literally buying elections.
Mike Bloomberg factor. He's not on the ballot here, but he's spending a lot of money.
Yeah, I think that's very, very telling of what's going on here in general. And I think that kind of motivation, that the amount of stuff that Bloomberg has said, the thing he has with, I think it's worth looking into some of the things he's with the Me Too situation, and some of the things he said about policing. Like, it has not been good. It has not been good for Bloomberg. And this is Joy Reid again, making the case for Bloomberg. If you want to beat a Republican, you have to know how to fight like a Republican. And he is a Republican. Guys, why, by that logic from Joy Reid, why don't we literally just nominate anyone in the Republican Party? And again, this kind of speaks to a thing that makes Bernie Sanders and his supporters so attractive to me. They have that fighting spirit. They have the push. They have the really the drive that no other campaign in this race has, and that's the ability to fight. They want to fight like Republicans. They're not going to be the people who are like. I think the Bernie Sanders campaign, I think it's very telling that they are the ones who said the least. They had the least desire to want to compromise with Republicans if it meant losing ground in Democratic priorities. Like, that is something that is very, very underrated. Yeah, so this is somehow Bernie Sanders has undeniably won the popular vote in Iowa and New Hampshire, the first two states in the nation to vote, and the mainstream media is mainly talking about Pete and Amy. That's Sean King, a Bernie Sanders supporter. Warren is so well sourced within progressive media, there's going to be so many postmortems. David Dayen weighing in. He is of the Prospect. I think it's a good point because a lot of these people, I think the Warren staff's made kind of split down the middle of progressive people, like PCC, Adam Green type people. Adam Green's the founder and leader of the PCC, but it's really going to be interesting to see where that media thing comes out and how the Elizabeth Warren dynamic is going to be a big thing to watch and how that relates to Amy Klobuchar, because I don't know, it certainly sounded like today they were good friends and they were a unity ticket type thing. It is very, very, very interesting. Yeah, so let's take a look back in the results, and how things stand with 71% and 26.0 to 24.1. It's getting closer, folks. It's definitely getting closer. in this tight race here between Sanders and Buttigieg. Let's play a game here. I want to listen. Let's tune into CNN and see how quickly they piss me off. Let's do that.
And that's what Democrats.
Yeah, but I think she also has a great personal story and a great personal touch, and she's accessible. And she gives people a sense that she identifies with.
I think what she did, I wish all these Democrats would do. She started telling stories. Mm-hmm. That's the great. When you think about a Bill Clinton, you think about a Barack Obama, you think about the greats. They pull you in with stories, and the stories take you someplace. Mm-hmm. And she had that great opening line. She kind of talked about stuff.
I can't tell who they're talking about here.
Talking about her grandparents.
Yes.
And I was transfixed from that moment on, and I felt like people started paying attention. I think that the idea that there's an American story that somebody can tell to bring us back to our best selves, that's what's been missing, and Amy Klobuchar pulled that off tonight.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to have more of our coverage. 71% of the vote now counted for.
All right, so that didn't really work, but I couldn't really tell what they were talking about. It looks like Sanders and Buttigieg, either one of them will have a victory speech tonight. But first, you know what we're going to do? We're going to play a little bit of music. We're going to take a little bit of a music break, stretch our legs. We've been at this for how long? You know what? Let's play some focused music. We've been at this 2 hours 21 minutes. At this point, we wait for New Hampshire results. But before we go, 72% of the voters, it's 26.0 to 24.2. Sanders up on Buttigieg. We'll keep you posted on the other side. But until now, let's kick back, relax, take it, go stretch your legs. We'll be back with more coverage of the 2020 New Hampshire primary right here on SWRN.
I need nothing on the side. Said that I was done for good and don't want no more lies. But my phone be blowing up temptations on my line. I stare at the screen a while before I press decline. But she plants a seed and it still lingers in my mind. Told myself I'm strong enough to shake it and I'm trying. But I'm only human, I know loving you's a crime. If I take this cookie now, one day I'll do the time. Slip me a Xanny at once. I got the earth and the blunt. I get the skirt when I want. I get the skirt when I want. Due to the money aroma. My girl, she got a diploma. She got white written all over. She got white written all over. All a nigga know is how to fuck a good thing up. Run from the pain, sip lean, smoke tree up. When I'm in your town, press pound, hit me up. When I'm in your town, press pound, hit me up. Only if you down and you slurp good D up. If the work good, I'll be back for the re-up. Hate when I creep in the phone, wake me up. Fake like I'm sleep, knowing damn well I be up. Monkey on my back and I walk 100 miles. Guilt make a nigga feel fake when he smile. Love get confused in the mind of a child. Cause love wouldn't lie like I lie and it's wild. Wanna have my cake and another cake too. Even if the baker don't bake like you. Even when the flavor don't taste like you. So I'm back mobbing with the late night crew. All in your mind with fears that would come true. Back in my mind, the back of my mind was you. Wishing that I could blind myself from view. And only have eyes for you. Slip me a Xanny at once. I got the earth and the blunt. I get the skirt when I want. I get the skirt when I want. Due to the money aroma. My girl, she got a diploma. She got white written all over. She got white written all over. I'm a fake nigga and it's never been clearer. Can't see myself when I look in the mirror. Can't see myself when I look in the mirror. Can't see myself when I look in the mirror. I'm a fake nigga and it's never been clearer. Can't see myself when I look in the mirror. Can't see myself when I look in the mirror. Can't see myself when I look in the mirror. She my number one, I don't need nothing on the side. Said that I was done for good and don't want no more lies. But my phone be blowing up temptations on my line. I stare at the screen a while before I press decline. But she plants a seed and it still lingers in my mind. Told myself I'm strong enough to shake it and I'm trying. But I'm only human, I know loving you's a crime. If I take this cookie now, one day I'll do the time. I love her, I don't wanna lose her. I'm selfish, I know that I use her. My ego gets stroked and I bruise her. My ego gets stroked and I bruise her. My actions, I know they confuse her. At home, I look happy as usual. On the road, I'm a Mac, I'm a chooser. I'm an addict, I'm masking it. Kevin's heart. They tell me what's done in the dark will find a way to shine. I done did so much that when you see, you might go blind. What's done in the dark will always find a way to shine. I done did so much that when you see, you might go blind.
Outside it's cloudy, but I like that better. Behind the wheel, but still ain't on my way. Some people say they want to live forever. That's way too long, I'll just get through the day without any complications. Does it always gotta be so complicated? When I'm way too young to be getting old, and all I wanna do is look, but I can't see, baby. Who you talking to while you're talking to me, baby? Let me know if I can see you later. We could make it easy. Inside my head is getting pretty cluttered. I try but can't clean up this mess I made. Before I start to think about the future, first can I please get through a day without any complications? Does it always gotta be so complicated? When I'm way too young to be getting old. Does it always gotta be so complicated? When I'm way too young to be getting old.
She my number one, I don't need nothing on the side.
All right, so that is a little bit of a uncultured break there. Yeah, because we gotta mix up the show here for you a little bit. We got about 30 minutes left in our availability for time because we can only broadcast live for 3 hours at a time. That's our time constraints. So it'd be interesting to see if a winner gets called before then. I personally think it will be. We got 73% going in. It's a pretty close race now. 26.1% of the vote in for Sanders, and 26.2 with 68% in. California, which votes March 3rd, already has 15 million